Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, GMP Auditing and Inspection. So friends, this will be definitely helpful for CFSO and Technical Officer exam. But also, let me tell you that this will be also helpful for state FSSAI exams and other food technology competitive based exams. So let us start friend now. GMP, what is GMP? I think so many of us know the full form, good manufacturing practices. So but what is GMP? So to discuss or the basic thing of GMP is that it ensures the product are consistently manufactured to the quality, to the desired quality. Everyone here wants to eat, wants to consume a good quality of food. Also, it should be safe. So GMP, the name that the good manufacturing practices, the name itself tells us that whatever which is related to the processing of the food, fruits and vegetables, or be it any food, so those practices or those manufacturing practices to produce a different processed product should be good, should be acceptable, should be the best, so that it will be beneficial for the product quality, the consumer, the consumption of the consumer, and also for the company or the producer itself, so that it can give the best products which will increase the company's or the producer's profit also. So this is all about GMP. And manufacturing, the next line you can see, manufacturing and quality control procedures covers the what does it cover? Everything related to food processing. This comes under this, and it is a type we can also we can also consider as a point of view for the GMP thing. We can consider how we discussed about the principles and what documentation we do. So this is all these types are all related to each other, and we can also compare this with HACCP. And the next slide is that during this practices has been followed since ages, and which is one of the widely practiced thing, and it has also got various certifications. There are various companies or there are various boards which give the manufacturing, the producing or the producer the GMP certification, by which it shows that this processed product has been processed in a good manufacturing way, or good manufacturing practice has been followed for the same. And the aim, I told you that the aim of good manufacturing practices is that to protect the product from any of the hazard. Like I said earlier, we should consider for HACCP. So hazards, we already know there are physical, chemical, microbiological hazards. So the main aim of GMP is to focus on those hazards and try to reduce them, to eliminate the hazards. So this can be done with the help of GMP. So this is one of the primary aims of GMP. Next comes is that GMP audit. So what is GMP audit? So audit is, you all know that audit is one of a system, like this helps in checking whether what is going on in the industry, not as an industry particularly, but let be it any organization. So what things are going down there, and what needs to be corrected, and what solutions we have got for that. So this is all related to GMP. So friends, let us come back to GMP audit. So GMP audit is, like the line goes, GMP audit is an audit carried out to ensure that the products are consistently produced and controlled according to the quality standards appropriate for the intended use and conform to the regulatory requirements stipulated by the health authorities. So this was all about the theoretical way, but I would like to explain you in a simple language, is that whatever you produce, whatever you process, needs to be processed in a quality standards which are established earlier. Like say example, let's take an example of fruit jelly. So one of the basic quality characteristics of jelly is texture. So if the jelly doesn't get that firm or the firm texture or the desired texture, then no one is going to eat it, no one is going to buy it. So this will make the product unattractive. Also, some of the faults we can see, the like weeping of jelly or synersis in the jelly, which hampers the structure of the textural qualities, main textural qualities or quality standards of that product. So it helps GMP audit needs checks whether this is done at a good level. Side by side, it also checks that whether there is no malpractice going on in it, like if any additive or any banned additive which is added to the product so as to give it its quality attributes, to check if it is banned, or whether also sometimes there are many cases where the permitted level of additives is crossed, and the producer tries to add more and more additives, more amount of additives, which is going to hamper our health. So it also checks whether the additives which are added are, first of all, are permitted, and also whether they are added by in a permitted level. So this is what is the last line goes: confirm the regulatory requirements stipulated by the health authorities, so that those additives which are added to the product do not harm the health of the human beings. So this was all about GMP audit. You can also see the further lines, you can read it. And GMP, like I earlier told you, you can see the third point, that is GMP is a standard that includes protective measures for internal and external conditions related to the organization. Not talking about external or internal, other conditions like environmental conditions, whether there is hygiene followed or not, the processing area is cleaned by time to time, whether the handlers, the food handlers, or the laborers, or the skilled or unskilled laborers, both the technicians present there, whether they are tidy, whether their appearance, whether they are clean, their personal hygiene is good or not. This is the thing. Next, the total overall environment in the processing area, also outside the area, whether it is clean and good. So this is also considered in the GMP. These all factors are considered, which lead to contamination. Whether it checks that whether there is no contamination going on in the industry related to the product or anything. So this is checked in the GMP audit also. So everyone sees why you should require, why a GMP audit is to be done, why it is necessary. As I earlier told you, one of the major factor is like to sell the product at the maximum level. You can boast of, and yes, we have got the GMP certificate and we are going through a good manufacturing process. Our manufacturing process is very nice. So due to which you can tell the consumers that this is the best product to consume, and it has got all the quality attributes, and it is safe and all everything. So this is about some in layman's slang, or in a common in simple lines, you can say. And here I have also mentioned about the other things, that why you require a GMP audit. So let's go with the first line, that is to ensure compliance with legal requirements. So there, as in India, it is FSSAI who governs, or who checks whether all the food business operators go in a good way. They do everything in a good way, positive way. So they have set up a legal requirements that this is to be done for this product, this is to be done for that product. So this is the thing. So what GMP ensures that whether the anything which is going on in the industry is going simultaneously or going hand in hand with the legal requirements which have been set up by the board. So the next is to ensure products are produced in the most accurate method, whether there is any malpractice going on in the way, so that it may hamper the health issue, it might hamper the health of the consumer. Also, it also gives you a basic idea whether sometimes there is something drawback in the procedure of the production of the processing of the product. So GMP lays out a good chart, a good procedure by which you can refer it, and you can avoid the confusion and errors which are done during the production. It also increases the company's commitment and employees motivation. and its safety awareness of the employees, and also the image of, as I earlier told you before starting the main slide, the image of the company is uh, is increased by this. So this was all about why you require, why an organization requires GMP audit. Here are the steps. You can go through the steps. That is, first the proposal questionnaire, which is filled by the pre-proposal questionnaire, which has got a number of questions in it. Then there is auditing schedule. Then the opening meeting is done. The issues are discussed. Then the actual site audit is done, and then the documents verification, and then closing meeting. This is one of the basic things. So what is what? So what is all about audit? So let's talk about what is all about audit. So before pre-audit, so what are these? So define objectives, like what you want to do, and what is the scope of your product, which class or which consumer which particular class of the consumer, whether it is children, whether it is old people, or it is universal. So this is discussed, and then it is also the team for the audit is selected. The team may comprises of various technical fields, like it may also come from quality research, actual processing, and other some board members from any of the boards in India. So, and then what are the facilities you are providing in the or in your company, in your organization, and then all the background of the company. This is done in the pre-audit. And during audit, that is on site, when the people go there, when the members of the audit team go there. So first of all, there is opening conference where one of the like say like anyone from the HR or anyone from the organization, they brief about the company or their organization, their production line, what is going on there, and afterwards then the team goes around the site. It sees that what is the area of concern, what is to be corrected, and then the inspection is done. Then they also see for the records and documentation, like for example, talking about documentation. So raw materials, if we say raw materials, so they check whether from where the raw materials are coming, and what type of raw materials the product is requiring, what are used actually, and what is the quality of that when it is and when it is used. So this is checked in the documentation, whether the sanitation process is going on, whether it is mentioned in the documents or not. So this is done. Then the staff interviews, like everyone, they can ask anything which is related to the processing, and then they might get idea about what is actually going on in the industry, and then there is a closing of that. So after the audit, once the audit is done, there is a final evaluation what is done in the audit, and the committee or the team submits a preliminary report, and then the management approval of the management takes place, and then the final report is submitted. And then after all these standards are considered, after all the things are done, then it is followed in a strict way, and also timely review is taken whether all the mentioned things are being followed correctly, and what are the changes made, are the changes made followed regularly, or it is just for the namesake, and it is for the same rule is same procedure is followed like it was previous without any correction. So this is also considered, and then the final audit, we can say that audit is done. So this is all about when an audit team comes, what you will get from them. They will give you an audit report related to hygiene, also a checklist with respect to business model which you have got, and they will also recommend you the changes, and also they will give a certification. So this was all about the audit team. And now you can see what a good manufacturing practices and food product contamination can take place. So this was as I already told you, and at the right side you can see how the food contamination can take place by people, that is by food handlers, for other materials, packaging material and all. So this was all about the contamination. I think so I don't need to discuss this, as you guys have got a quite good knowledge about this. And here are the principles of the good manufacturing practices. The first step goes that the step of operating procedure is to be followed. Then written procedures, followed by document, whether the documentation is done good. Then they validate the work which is done, and also monitor the facilities and equipments. Maintain the facilities which are given, maintain the equipment quality. Then job competence, what is the actual process, and 8th we can see the protection against contamination, and 9th is control components, like if we can correlate it with the CCP, and next is you should always conduct an audit periodically. So this slide tells you about what type of organization can undertake the GMP audit. But according to me, let me tell you, everything related to food needs GMP. Let it be anything. I have mentioned some of the points, but everything related to food needs GMP. You should consider this. So this is about the inspection audit. I have earlier told you the cross contamination, mislabeling. You can go through this, guys. Yeah, the components of GMP: quality assurance, materials required, medicinal products, sanitation, personal training, personal hygiene. So this is all about the components. And 5 P's for good manufacturing practices are people, products, processes, procedures, and premises. Okay, so this is all about the procedures. Like here they have told you about it is divided into subparts. First, it describes about what is GMPs, what are GMPs. I think so. I've already told you about this. You can go through this, friends. GMP is one of the basic things. Everyone can correlate it. Like everything which is best is to be followed. But to check the theory, I have mentioned you all this presented in the slides. You can go through it. This is all about buildings and facilities. So whether your buildings are clean or not, whether they are sanitized correctly, and whether there is a pest control being done, whether all the plumbing related issues are solved, hand washing facilities are there, toilets are there, and you can also see the whether ensuring that there is no contamination taking place in the premises. This is all about buildings. So part C is about equipments. There is a proper maintenance of the equipment is done or not, whether they are constructed properly, whether they are cleaned properly or not, and what are their CCPs. Like this comes under the subpart C. Subpart E, the subpart D it is. So this is about production and process control. The main thing of the processing of the foods, that the outline of the process, the flow chart we can say. Afterwards, whether the finished food is not contaminated and whether it is fit for the human consumption. This is all about process controls and production. I have mentioned this. You can go through it. See, this is about maximum defect action level. So you can just read and you can go through it. You can note down this. Like pineapple juice, the average mold count of 15% or more. And if you take tomatoes, they are canned. 5 or more flies eggs, or one or more maggots per 500 grams. This is all the maximum defect action level. That is, above this, it should be counted. Below this, it can be considered at some extent. So this is all about that, the defect which is there. For example, 5 or more fly eggs. So if the tomatoes contain 5 or more fly eggs, then this is the defect and it should be counted. But sometimes it is considered that below it is after all it is an agricultural perishable commodity. So some type of this. So the level which is this is very low. This is negligible. So they have set some standards that above this there is a defect and it should be counted. So this is what I have mentioned here. So personal hygiene, this is that what when a personnel comes in for in the production area, what she should do. He should they should have clean hairs, hands, their nails should be cut, they should have taken bath regularly, they should not use perfume, they should be or aftershave. Then while visiting the toilet areas, they after coming they should wash their hands and sanitize their hands. And after eating or drinking also, they like drinking water and eating food, they should wash their hands together to ensure that there is no cross contamination taking place. And also the jewelry, they should not wear any jewelry or wristwatches, anything. And all this has to be kept in the personal locker. While storage and handling is all about to avoid the direct contact with the floor. If we consider this, if any product is stored, then we should ensure that the product is not in contact with the floor and the waste. Next is the equipment model maintenance. I've already told you about that. Utensils, they need to be first of all, the utensils or the equipments which are made are the metal should not react with the food and deteriorate the quality of food, that they should be non-toxic and they should be cleaned properly. And for freezers and cold storage unit, they must have the temperature monitoring device so that it may not hamper the quality, or if the product is stored there, it may not hamper the quality of the product. Pest control is for catching various types of pests. You got rats, you got house flies, mosquitoes, etc. So cockroaches. So this is to be done regularly. Electronic fly catch killers can be used. Insect light traps can be used to catch those insects, and also the pheromone traps are used to catch the cockroaches. So this is all about pest control. Housekeeping is it checks the 5S, the 5S theory, we can say, to sort that whether which first is sort. So sort is that remove the unnecessary material which is not required for the processing area. Second S is for set in order. Check whether there is every equipment is at its fixed location, and there is whether fixed location means that it depends on that the equipment needs the needed area, and also it should not discontinue the processing chain. Third, shine, that is cleaning. Fourth is standardize, that everybody should be first of all, the product manufacturing should be standardized. And then sustain, that is to maintain the discipline, the standards which have been set up earlier. So this is housekeeping. Documentation is related to the production, raw material, and other things like sanitation. This is all the documents which are required. This is why are food safety audits done. You can go through this. This is the checklist I have given. You can go like actually what is there in the GMP. And in the food industry, as I have mentioned you on it many times, it is a basic condition to have GMP, and it sets a benchmark for you, and it also provides assurance that the food is best for the consumption, and it helps to improve the production of their goods for the processing, if you consider processing. So this is all about why it should be done. You can read this also. So this was all about GMP, friends. I hope you understood all the things which I explained to you, what we discussed. Friends, if you have liked this, if you understood this, please do like, subscribe, and subscribe to my channel, like the video, and also share it at a maximum level. And you have got other links of the other videos in the description link. Do not forget to share the video so that we can come up with more and more such good videos which will help you in your exams and other things also. That's all. Thank you, and prepare well, and all the best for your exam. Thank you.